Here's the deadliest weight loss hack people actually used. Or hope not used. The tapeworm diet. In the 19th century Victorian era, to be beautiful, you had to be absolutely thin. This wasn't hard to achieve if you had a pill filled with tapeworms. Commercial ads and press stories about these tapeworm pills started appearing around the late 1800s and early 1900s. Purveyors sold sanitized tapeworm eggs or larval forms in pills or jars, and buyers swallowed them, letting a living worm curl up in their stomach to wriggle, grow, and devour every bite they ate. What? You thought I was going to add photos for that? Nuh-uh. I'll get demonetized. Can't you see I got 35 million followers? Here's a dog instead. Some people were so obsessed they even ate raw or undercooked infected meat. And today there are rumors of similar sales on the dark web. Because of these bizarre weight loss hacks, the practice was banned in the 20th century. The historical record is mixed, but mass case reports and mainstream news covered fatal outcomes. Some patients suffered seizures, slipped into coma, or died. If you thought that was disgusting, hold your belly. The next one will make you vomit, and things are about to get weird. Leeches were commonly used by the wealthy in the 19th century as a form of bloodletting to restore the body's balance of humors and to treat obesity. Doctors in the past combined leeches, emetics, and purgatives to make them stool, and wherein vomiting was compulsory, patients who wouldn't vomit had leeches applied to intimate places until gagging began. So, don't worry. The theory behind this was that the leeches would suck out the bad blood, which reduced overfullness, inflammation, or congestion, and therefore slimmed or improved whatever condition the patient had. But the irony is that the leech's bite was the thing that could make them ill, since it always carried the chance of developing an infection and anemia. Now, originally I didn't think this whole leech operation sounded too bad, until research showed that around 80 to 100 leeches may be applied in one session to this areas. So, due to some successful operations recorded, later contemporary physicians criticized the practice because some patients collapsed from shock and even bled to death. If you're still watching until now, please don't forget to like this video. And if you still don't do it right now, the cotton ball diet exploded around 2013, whispered to have originated in the modeling industry and figure skating circles. The concept was beautifully simple and horrifically stupid. People would grab handfuls of these juice-soaked cotton wads and swallow them whole. The cotton would sit in their stomachs, creating a false sense of fullness so they'd eat less actual food. This technique spread like wildfire across social media, with influencers and desperate dieters sharing their cotton stuffing secrets. But the party didn't last long. Before 2013 was even over, public health officials were frantically issuing warnings telling people to stop eating cotton balls immediately. Patients started showing up in emergency rooms with cotton bezoars, basically giant cotton hairballs blocking their intestines. The lucky ones just choked, developed serious infections, intestinal blockages, and died. Well, turns out your digestive system wasn't designed to process arts and crafts materials. Who could have possibly predicted that eating cotton would be dangerous? Up next on the list of deadliest weight loss is that, still in the Victorian era, being pale and thin wasn't just fashionable, it was literally a matter of life and death. And I mean that quite literally, but arsenic wasn't originally discovered for weight loss at all. It was just a happy accident. Women noticed that those taking arsenic-based products for their complexion were losing weight as a side effect. Then this guy entered the scene, Dr. James P. Campbell, who capitalized on this deadly trend. His arsenic complexion wafers were sold and marketed them as safe consumer products in places like the Sears and Roebuck catalog and local drugstores despite containing literal poison. Women would casually sip tea while munching on what they called complexion wafers, which promised to give them that coveted ghostly pale complexion and help them lose weight. These ladies didn't give it a break and got absolutely wild. They became so obsessed with this diet that they'd increase their doses when they weren't losing weight fast enough. This caused their hair to fall out, their skin to develop weird rashes, and their stomachs to feel like they were being dissolved by acid. Some women became so addicted to these pills that even when doctors warned them about arsenic poisoning, they couldn't stop. They were literally choosing death over being anything other than skeletal thin. Mass reports started flooding in of women collapsing, going into convulsions, and not achieving that ultimate weight loss goal of 0 pounds. Because they were dead. The last weight loss hack on the list is by far the most widely used and even common in the market. This is of course the cigarette. The connection between cigarettes and weight control became widely recognized in the early to mid-20th century. Tobacco companies actively marketed cigarettes as weight management tools, with slogans like, "Reach for a lucky instead of a sweet." Yes, they mostly targeted babes in those times because they were always right, and when there was much less understanding of smoking's health risks and far fewer advertising restrictions. However, the health consequences are severe and well documented. Smoking increases the risk of lung cancer, heart disease, stroke, and numerous other cancers. It also damages nearly all of your organs in the body and reduces your life expectancy by an average of 10 years, and of course your early. Despite decades of public health warnings that this is so bad, governments worldwide have even implemented increasingly graphic warning labels on cigarette packaging, including disturbing images. But some people still use smoking as a weight control method, making it one of the few dangerous weight loss practices from history that remains prevalent today. My channel is still small enough that I can easily read all your comments, so let me know, which of these dangerous historical weight loss methods do you think was the most shocking, and what made it stand out to you? Thanks for sticking with me through this journey into history's darkest diet trends. Until next video. Bye!